Something very fishy is going on with this attempt or alleged attempt on Trump's life at Coachella. I saw a mugshot or a name pop up on the internet, and I was like, wait a minute. I hung out with that guy. I hung out with that guy at RNC. He seemed like a Trump guy to me. Then I read more, and apparently the Las Vegas police said that they were certain that they had just stopped another attempt on Trump's life. Now, there's more going on in this story because there are other people stopped at Coachella, allegedly. There's a lot of weirdness. So let's get into it. First of all, by the way, these Trump cookbooks turned out awesome. And everybody who ordered one, it's in a box waiting for the post office tomorrow because it's in America. It's a post office holiday. I have like 100 or 200 left because I ordered extras. US only. If you ordered internationally before, I ate it, but some of them cost like $25 to ship. So domestic only. Great stocking stuffer. It will ship probably by the end of the week. If you want to get yours, it's printed. It turned out amazing. 15 bonus recipes. So it's absolutely amazing. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you missed out the first time, make sure you get it today, and we'll get it packed and shipped right away. So everyone's will be in the mail by tomorrow, but a bunch of them already went on Friday and Saturday. So let's talk about, I'll leave a link, by the way. Domestic only, please. Whatever, for reason, the stupid website won't let me turn it off. Internationals. Right now, Donald Trump leads in the betting markets 54-46, as well as some recent aggregate polling. He's closing the gap on Kamala Harris. But again, that means nothing. Vote early in person. Bank your vote. Look up when early voting is available in your state. Actually, if you go to tailgatesfortrump.com, we have a link to that right on the homepage. The second I can vote here in Wisconsin, I'll be voting. Then you have here, man arrested with multiple weapons, fake VIP pass at Trump Coachella rally. Sheriff says he intended to get after Trump. Now, I don't know. Now, there's a lot going on about this individual, Van Miller, who I do not believe was there to attack Trump at all. He's working on a documentary that maybe some people don't want to come out. I don't know. Now, maybe he's completely unhinged. Maybe he was going to. I don't think so. I met this guy. I hung out with him. He seemed pretty cool to me. And he definitely seemed like a guy who was supporting Trump. And you see here, update, the man who said he wanted to end the president has already been released on $5,000 bail. Who said he wanted to end the president? Maybe he made a bad joke. It says Van Miller was taken into custody and booked at the John J. Benoit Detention Center on suspicion of possession of a firearm, which apparently is illegal in California. They don't honor the Second Amendment. I'm not totally sure. And a high-capacity magazine. According to the Riverside County Inmate Information System, Miller was then released from the detention center on Sunday on $5,000 bail. The sheriff's office said the incident had no impact on the safety of the rally attendees or the former president. That's because he was stopped outside at a checkpoint. Now, that is weird, and the fact that he had multiple IDs and this, that, and the other stuff, that may be a question that I would ask him directly. You know, he's put out a statement. It says a man possessing multiple, in all caps, firearms was arrested outside Trump's Coachella rally yesterday as he tried to enter with a fake VIP pass. Authorities say this was yet another attempt on Trump's life. I don't believe that's the case. According to Chad Bianco, the man said he wanted to end the president. Now, I don't know where this phrase was ever uttered, if he had said it to police or where this is coming from. The sheriff himself said that he wanted to do that. You see this. Van Miller makes statement online regarding his arrest outside Coachella Trump rally. I believe him. So do I. If Riverside Sheriff's Police Department had any real evidence, this story wouldn't have taken 24 hours to break to the public. Why wasn't he charged with driving with an invalid driver's license, an unregistered car, fake license plate, giving a false name, and having multiple driver's license and passports with different names. He was only charged with the weapons charges. This indicates the sheriff's department lied in their press conference on multiple occasions, knowing the mainstream media would run with these claims. Well, I don't know if it necessarily proves that. Maybe the sheriff really did believe that that was the case, or maybe this guy was getting set up. The mention of the false plates identifying him as the sovereign citizen movement by the sheriff, which is identified as a far-right extreme group, is it? Was a clincher for me. This is also something Van Miller denies. Mainstream media is running with these details that aren't true, and can only be seen as another tactic to make MAGA look like extremists. They're probably going to say, oh, well, this guy's a Trump supporter, and he was going there to get him.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming
Apparently
here today.
This is all in your left ear.
Chad Bianco. I'm the sheriff of Riverside County, and we are obviously here to talk about an incident that occurred yesterday at the rally that former President Trump had in Coachella. Yesterday afternoon, before former President Trump arrived to the rally, we made contact with an individual on the inner perimeter of our operation at the rally. As you can imagine, this was a very large event in regard to previous attempts on the former president's life. This was not something that we were taking lightly. We had a very detailed plan in place on how we were going to keep.
By the way, I don't have a problem with using an abundance of caution. Okay.
Good afternoon. Detailed plan in place. County Sheriff's deputies, and both of them served different purposes. Only people that were allowed inside the perimeter, the outside perimeter, in a vehicle was if you lived there or if you had documentation that said like you were going to this rally. He approached the outside perimeter, gave all indications that he belonged there, that he was that he was a participant that was allowed to get into VIP and to and a press corps, and so he was allowed through that outer perimeter. As he got to the inside perimeter, where deputies were conducting obviously a more thorough evaluation of the vehicles that were coming in, there were many irregularities that popped up. The deputy noticed that the interior of the vehicle was in quite disarray.
So
the vehicle had an obviously fake license plate, and that prompted further investigation.
Fake license plate, I think that's fine in this particular situation when you have a high level, a threat level on the, on a target like the, former president, current running, hopefully future president. I think, look, the car being messy, I mean, my car's messy. Lots of people's cars are messy, especially if you travel a lot. The fake license plate thing,
from our deputy into why the person was there and what he was doing. During that investigation, the deputy eventually found multiple passports with multiple names.
Now that doesn't look good.
Multiple driver's license with different names. The vehicle was unregistered, and the license plate was what we in law enforcement would recognize as one that is homemade and indicative of a group of individuals that claim to be sovereign citizens.
Okay. I'm not an expert on the sovereign citizen stuff. I'm not going to talk about that. Here's what I'll say from a law enforcement perspective. I think it's if you get the heebie-jeebies from somebody, they have fake IDs, fake passports, weapons in their car. I think it's fine in this particular case to detain them, figure out what's going on, and send them the other way. The arrest seems a little odd,
and assuming the deputy assumes that he was part of that identifying group. So during the investigation, obviously those identification documents were found, in addition to a loaded handgun and a shotgun.
So,
obviously this was before the former president arrived. The person was taken into custody.
And by the way, both of those weapons, you'd have to get very, very close.
He was eventually booked into jail on those charges, and eventually he was released. He will have to further his court case in the future. Right now, we are actively engaged in working with Secret Service and the FBI to ensure that this person is followed up on and all of the information that they can gather. I can tell you that from my perspective, from a state law enforcement agency's perspective, the firearms charges is what we arrested.
So that's what they arrested him for. Now, again, this is the guy who tried to take out Trump. Again, this was, I think, a wild leap. He was nowhere near him. You have no idea if he was going to bring those. Again, I have no problem with him being turned away. You shouldn't, if you thought you could bring firearms to a Trump rally, I mean, but this is a guy that travels a lot. But here's some other interesting information. I have multiple sources, including one within the Riverside Sheriff's Department, that confirm that an Iraqi national was turned away from Trump's Coachella rally after trained police dog who's trained to smell for things that go boom was turned away. Another man, an Iraqi national, who was singled out by a hit by police dogs trained to identify things that go boom, was also turned away at the event. Was this a second person? Now, I don't believe he was, again, my experience with him was he's a pretty normal guy. I'm sure I'm not Tim Walz, okay? I'm not friends with a bunch of school weirdos, okay? I don't know. But you see this, he denies turning want to hurt the ex-president, complete BS. You see this, Vem Miller, 50, claimed the Trump supporter, while this stuff, Chad Bianco says he truly believes his deputy stopped a third attempt on the president's life. Miller told Southern California News Group on Sunday that he was shocked by these claims. These accusations are complete BS. Miller told the article, "I'm an artist. I'm the last person that will cause any type of harm to anybody." This seems like a setup to me. It's not like he had a long weapon and all this kind of stuff. I think this looks like a setup. Maybe, again, the press, armed sovereign citizen arrested outside of Trump. I'm innocent. I think he is innocent. I think this is the media who are trying to paint a Trump supporter as some sort of lunatic, and that's why they're running with this story. That's, nobody's talking about the Iraqi guy that was turned away. I think this is an attempt to smear Trump supporters. Yes, I think even he would agree that was a dumb thing or goof thing to, maybe he forgot the weapons were in his trunk or something like that. All this other stuff that they're talking about, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whether or not he was there to make an attempt on President Trump's life. I do not believe that was the case. I believe that this was a setup, maybe by the media to run and try and smear the right wing. I don't know. I think they maybe jumped to conclusions. I don't necessarily have a massive issue with them turning him away or even confiscating the weapons and driving him out of, the security perimeter, giving them back to him and saying, "See you later." If any of this other stuff they were saying about him were illegal, they would have arrested him on that. So maybe he had different names. Maybe he had changed his name. Maybe these are other people's passports. I don't know. But they didn't charge him with anything. They didn't charge him with any of that stuff. The whole thing seems very suspicious. I think people, I don't believe one word this guy is saying. They all want Trump dead. At least they got him. Again, this thing, the man they just arrested is supposed to try to end the president, is good friends and business partners for America Happens, Vem Miller. Vem just exposed a huge deep state cover-up involving the feds and the Bundy Ranch scandal. So I firmly believe this is some kind of setup and retribution for exposing it. I don't know. I don't think this was another attempt. I think that this is a deeper story. I'm more curious about this Afghan individual. And I'll continue to update if anything comes up. Last chance to get... I have a couple extra that I printed of the Tailgates for Trump full color cookbook. It turned out incredible. Awesome stocking stuffer gift. Once they're gone, they're gone. My wife is literally downstairs packing them all up right now, so probably ship today if you order today. We'll talk to you again real soon.